Hey, what's up? It's Seth from Unison, and it's finally time. The Unison Sound Doctor is out right now. Now, before I jump inside my computer, show you the before and afters, all the demos, and exactly what this crazy new plugin is capable of, I gotta let you know we're doing something crazy for this launch. We're offering a huge launch discount plus 3 exclusive bonuses, which I'll tell you about a little bit later. And here's why we made this plugin, because when I was first starting out producing, effects were extremely confusing to me, like EQs, compression, limiting, like what are all these different parameters? How do they work? How do I use them? And I was wondering why my mixes didn't sound nearly as good as the top Spotify tracks. And over the last 10 years, spending over 10,000 hours producing, learning from mentors like Grammy-winning producer Daryl Swan, going to multiple music schools, I was finally able to learn how to use effects properly the hard way. But my dream plugin as an up-and-coming producer was something that would take all processing and make it so simple, even a 5-year-old could do it. And at first, we didn't know if we could pull it off. We spent the last year developing 25 individual effects, 25 individual world-class plugins. And on top of that, developing generation algorithms that are too crazy for me to even comprehend. We hired the best sound designers in the world, and we have the most talented team of plugin developers, so you can generate processing chains that sound absolutely crazy in just one click. But I know you want to see the demos and the proof for yourself. So let's dive into my computer. I'll show you the before and afters, show you how it can take any sound, even the worst sounding trash basic sound, and turn it into something impressive that stands out and makes your mixes sound professional and polished like the top tracks on the Spotify and Billboard charts. So let's get into it. All right, so let me show you how crazy this is. We're gonna turn this into this. So I put together 4 different examples of different styles. We're gonna walk through them. First one is R&B, second one is house, third is a more hard hip hop beat, and 4 is kind of like a lo-fi chill guitar beat. So check this out. So here's what we started with for the chords. Literally the most basic synth you could ever have, a straight sine wave. And what we did is we chose chords, dreamy, press generate, and this is what happened. And if we wanted, we could do it again. So Sound Doctor has 5 styles and 8 different formulas. So there's specific algorithms for bass, chords, drums, melodies, and vocals. And you have formulas for aggressive, clean, dirty, dreamy, lo-fi, psychedelic, unique, and warm. So this was the chords dreamy. Now I'm going to show you what we did to the melody. So here's the melody, a plain saw wave. And with Sound Doctor, it sounds like this. So with Sound Doctor, you can literally turn the most basic garbage sound into something absolutely amazing. And on top of that, you get over 250 factory presets. So you can see in each category, we've made the best presets possible, designed by our world-class sound designers. So you can use them like that, or you can generate infinite amount of processing chains by yourself. So for example, let's choose melodies, lo-fi. Let's see how this sounds. So as you can see, it's got that thin lo-fi feel, and you can also go back to where you were. And on top of that, here's all the effects you're getting access to. You got 25 world-class individual effects, anywhere from the anti-harsh, which makes sounds sound less harsh in one knob, to crazy compression. You got detune, you got echo, phase, vibrato, tremolo, etc. And we're gonna walk through these as we go along. So now let's move on to the bass. So here's what we started out with. Again, a plain saw wave. And here's with Sound Doctor. Turn it into that sweet neuro respace using some detune with destroy. And if we wanted to make it aggressive, we could choose this, and it's a whole different vibe. So you have infinite options here. You can either use the factory presets or generate unlimited ones by yourself. And on top of that, you get access to the global effects center. Over here, you can boost with EQ. You have a limiter. You can adjust the total dry wet of the entire plugin. And this gives you flexibility to shape your sound after it's been generated. And on top of that, you can adjust the individual parameters, of course. So if you wanted less detune, you could do it like this. More. You could widen it. You could add some more distortion. You can increase the cutoff. And you can add individual effects on top of it too. So if you wanted to add like a crowd sound. And on top of that, you can generate an additional effect with random parameters as many times as you want. So now let's listen to the vocals. So here's before.
I'm coming apart at the seams.
Straight out of the mic, no processing. And this is with the air preset in the vocals clean category.
I'm coming apart at the seams, or so it seems.
So took that basic sounding vocal and made it sound nice, dreamy, and crisp. Now for the drums. So here's where we started. These drums are already pretty good because they're from one of our packs. I didn't really have any garbage drums to use. But even with good drums, you can take them to a whole nother level using Sound Doctor. So here's before. And here's after. And all together, it goes from sounding like this to this. All right, so now let's move on to the house track. So we're gonna take this
Things will never be the same.
and turn it into this.
Things will never be the same.
All right, so again, we've used the most basic sound possible, a straight saw wave pluck from the default synth.
Things will never be the same.
And then we went into melodies, dreamy, press generate, and this is what it turned into. Now, if you wanted to do something else, maybe like a psychedelic melody, you can generate it again. And again, there's infinite options. You can go back and forth. You can bypass it to hear the difference in real time. Now let's move on to the bass. So this is going to be a crazy difference. So again, very basic bass. And for this, we went into the bass sturdy category, press generate, and this is what it came up with. So as you can see, it's got that flange sound. It's got some mangle for some fatness, cut off some of the top end. And it does this all by itself. I didn't have to do any of this. And if you didn't like it, you can go do it as many times as you want. And now let's check out the vocals. So here's raw.
Things will never be the same, but we will make it through.
And here's with Sound Doctor.
Things will never be the same, but we will make it through.
So just like that, we added delay, detune, shine. And a really cool part about the delay is that you can choose to do it in serial or parallel. So most reverb and delay plugins, when you use them, they take away from the original signal and make it sound really washy. But with this parallel button, you can make it add on to the original signal. So everything stays nice and crisp originally, and then you just mix in the reverb and you can turn that off and on just like this. And also you can obviously adjust all the time, the feedback, the mix. You have full control over every important parameter. We obviously didn't make it complex like a lot of effects plugins that have a million parameters that you don't really need to adjust. We boiled it down to the 3 most important parameters for each effect, mapped as many things as possible to them. So you just have to adjust 3 things per effect and get the result you want. And again, if we wanted to try something different with these vocals, we could go maybe lo-fi and check it out.
Things will never be the same, but we will make it through.
So as you can see, it's adding that noise. And for noise, you have all these options. You got vinyl, radio, tape, you got some water. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do. And so let's go back. And then for the drums, here's what we got. So here's what we started with, kind of a plain drum loop. And then we added something from the drums clean section, and check this out. Brightens up those hi-hats using the character on the compression and a peak filter on those high frequencies, and then beefs it up using a little bit of destroy. And all together, we take this and turn it into this. Forgot to put the vocals back. And that's just an example of how much variety you have with the different styles. Like if you were making a lo-fi track, those vocals would fit the vibe perfectly, but we're making kind of a harder house track. You want to lean more to something like clean, aggressive, etc. So now let's go to this harder hip hop beat. We're going to turn this into this. So let's go to the pluck first. So again, basic saw wave. Nothing special about it whatsoever. And then with Sound Doctor, in the psychedelic category, we're going to make it sound like this. So a processing chain like this could take you half an hour or maybe an hour to do by yourself with a whole bunch of separate plugins, and your CPU usage is going to go up. With this, it's all in one and you can generate it with one click. So let me try something else maybe. So that sounds really cool with the detune, and I could add some reverb to it myself. And we can add some echo. So we can find echo here, and you can click this button to completely randomize the parameters. And then we can go back to where we were using this back button. We got that. Now let's move on to the synth. So we're going to take this and turn it into this. So that sounds like something you get out of an analog hardware synth, but we were able to turn this trash little saw wave into this using just a few effects from Sound Doctor. So let's go ahead, go to melodies. Let's try something else. Let's maybe try the dirty category. So that's a more muffled sound that could work. So as you can see, just one click and you change the entire vibe of your beat. Let's go back. And now let's check out the bass. So we're going to turn this very basic with no power to this. And that's in the bass warm category. So we can do it again. So that's actually kind of more unique sounding, could work better. And again, we can bypass it while it's playing to hear the difference in real time. Infinitely better. Now let's go to drums. So we turned these drums, which are already pretty good, but we made them even better. So here's how they sounded. And we beef them up to this. And all together, we got this. From this. All right, cool. So here's a chill guitar lo-fi beat. And processing guitars is one of my favorite things to do as a producer. And Sound Doctor just makes it so easy and fun. So here's where we started. And we turn it into this. All right, so let's go to the guitar first. So the guitar, this is how it sounded like. Just create some extra tracks so I can scroll. The guitar sounded like this straight out of the recording. And with Sound Doctor, we made it sound like this. So just going to the melodies lo-fi category, pressing generate. Here's another option. And obviously you can adjust something. So if you feel like the low cut was too much, you can bring this down. So we can go back here. If you wanted to add more noise, you could. More detune. And that detune sound is super popular on the Billboard Top 100 right now. And it's very hard to achieve with stock plugins, but we spent a lot of time making sure this detune in just one knob sounded absolutely incredible like this. So these vocals were already pretty good, so we didn't do much change to them. We just went to the dreamy category, added some more reverb. So now here's the drums. So lacking a bit of power, and we changed it to this. Make it pop more. And something cool I did here is added the cafe effect from the crowd. So you can hear it sounds like you're in a Starbucks or a cafe. And these are some really cool pieces of ear candy you can add to your mixes to make them stand out and keep your listener engaged. Now for the 808. So we turned this 808 into this. So for this, we obviously wanted to beef it up a lot. So we chose bass and 808s, aggressive. Could try something else as well. But we landed on this. We could go harder with the distortion. This is kind of lo-fi beat, so you want that power, but you don't want to go overboard. And altogether, we took it from sounding like this to this. All right, so by now you've seen how powerful the Unison Sound Doctor really is and how it can help you mix your tracks twice as fast, get infinite inspiration, have the most fun you've ever had producing, and absolutely take your processing, mixes, and music to that professional level. Now, if you were to buy 25 high quality individual effects plugins, let's say an average of $50 each, that will put the total value of Sound Doctor at $1,250. But don't worry, as a limited time launch deal, you won't have to pay anywhere near that amount. Plus, when you get your license today, you're gonna get access to 3 exclusive bonuses. Bonus number 1 is the Unison Sound Doctor Toolkit. Now, this is a collection of over 500 loops, samples, and MIDIs that are designed to go with Sound Doctor perfectly. So after you get your license today, you're gonna have all the best sounds, presets, samples, MIDIs to use with Sound Doctor, so you can hit the ground running right away. And this is a $67 value. Bonus number 2 is the Unison Sound Doctor Advanced Implementation Training. Because believe it or not, what we did here in this demo is probably scratching about 5% of the surface of what Sound Doctor is really capable of. So in this advanced implementation training, I'm gonna walk you through all the advanced features, how to use it in different scenarios, and how to really get the most out of it. And this is a $97 value. Now, bonus number 3 is the Unison Sound Doctor private Facebook group. Now, this is going to be a group filled with everybody else who gets their license of the Unison Sound Doctor. And this is going to be a like-minded, positive community that'll support you on your way to success as a music producer. You guys can network, share feedback, and really get the most out of Sound Doctor by sharing the ways you're using it. And this bonus is $147 value. So with the value of Sound Doctor being $1,250, plus these 3 exclusive bonuses gives you a total value of $1,561. But don't worry, today, when you get your license for this exclusive launch, you're not gonna have to pay $1,561. You're not gonna have to pay $1,500, not even $1,000 or even $500. Right now, you can get the Unison Sound Doctor plus these 3 exclusive bonuses for one single payment of only $197. So if you're ready, click the button below, grab your license right now, and get started using it and experiencing the change to your music starting just a few minutes from now. And on top of that, you're fully protected by your 60-day money-back guarantee. So after you get your license today, put it to the test. You have a full 60 days to test drive it. If for any reason you don't think it's worth 10 times your investment, just send one email to support@unison.audio and they'll refund you 100% of your money back, no questions asked. Because that's how confident I am and the Unison team is that Sound Doctor is absolutely going to change the game for your music. And if you're unsatisfied, we don't want your money. So when you click the button below and grab your license today, there's absolutely no risk on your shoulders. So if that sounds fair to you, click the button below, grab your license right now, and I'll see you inside. But just a quick warning, this crazy launch deal is only available for a limited time. As soon as we see too many producers getting Sound Doctor, we're going to raise the price, and we might even take away the bonuses to make sure that we reward fast-acting, serious producers. And if you've watched this video up until now, I know that's you. So if you're still seeing this section of the video, that means the launch deal is still available. So click the button below and grab your license before the price goes up. With that said, the decision is yours. This has been Seb from Unison. Thanks for watching. I can't wait for you to change the game for your music using the Unison Sound Doctor.